welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we do have some big Barca news on the agenda. We, of course, are going to be talking about the very latest on Nico Williams to Barca, because honestly, guys, great news right now. Really encouraging, exciting reports coming out in the media. Barca are genuinely moving closer to this deal, but there are still hurdles that we need to overcome, and some of that does revolve around the words of he who must not be named. I'm of course talking about Javier Tebas. We're going to be talking about the full situation here, so come on, and let's do this. But I must begin, first of all, with an absolutely fantastic super thanks coming in here from Amir, who has just welcomed his newly born daughter to the Barcelona family there. Absolutely amazing story to hear. Love to hear that. So all my very best to you and the family, and thank you very, very much indeed for the great support. And let's also begin with Joan Garcia. Before we get on to Nico, let's address what's happening with Joan Garcia, because it's another day here where I expected to be talking about his official signing. And again, it might happen. You know, Barca, I kind of feel like they want to make me look silly. I'm going to upload a video, I'm going to be talking about Joan Garcia not yet being announced, and I just know one of these days they're going to do it. But Joan Garcia did arrive this morning in Barcelona, in the airport there. He was on holiday. He cut it short, though, in order to finalise his transfer. And I've got to be honest, guys, of all the reasons to cut short a vacation, I mean, signing for Barca, that's a pretty decent one, I would say. And what we're going to see from Joan Garcia, first of all, is an official goodbye to Espanyol. He is going to write something out there. He is going to say goodbye in the best possible way. Now, remember, he actually helped save the club from relegation, but I still don't think that goodbye is going to go down very well there with Espanyol fans. But anyway, who cares about them? Because Barca are going to officially announce his signing. Now, I want to say tomorrow. I want to say it will happen tomorrow on Wednesday, but at this point I think we all feel the same way. I don't even know what the word tomorrow means anymore. We've heard it so many times over the past few days, so let's wait and see if we do get that announcement on Wednesday. But when he does sign, and he will, it will be there on a 6-year deal until 2031. Absolutely amazing contract there. He's on about 3 million per year, so nothing at all. No problems there with the salary, not a big contract, and we shouldn't therefore have many problems registering him. Because when it comes to Joan Garcia, I mean, even Javier Tebas didn't sound too downbeat on our chances, because he said it is one thing to make the transfer of Joan Garcia official, but it's another thing to register him. He said Barca have things to do that they need to do, but not many things. So even Tebas admits there that registering Joan Garcia, it's not going to be a difficult task to Barca, and that will all happen, and it should all happen imminently. However, when we do cross over to Nico Williams, well, this transfer is a whole other level. We are talking here about much, much bigger money, both in terms of transfer fee and in terms of wages. And let's just talk about what has happened really over the past few hours. Because first of all, Nico has made it clear to everybody, anybody that wants to listen, he wants Barca. He has gone to Bayern, he has gone to Arsenal, clubs that really wanted to sign him this summer, and he has told them, I don't want you. Thanks, but no thanks. I would like to go to Barca. And I think that's really significant. Just like it was significant when he made the first move to us, when he wanted to set up that meeting with Deco and his agent. That was important. And now to actually tell all other clubs, I don't want those offers. All I want is Barca. That has been really, really vital for the club to see that kind of commitment there and to see that desire from Nico Williams to join the club. Because I think if anyone inside of the club needed a bit more convincing, I don't think it was Deco. I don't think it would have been Hansi Flick. I think it was more about Joan Laporta on this one. He, of course, is a man who is full of pride for the club. You know, he really does defend the club's honour in every single way. And I just think he maybe needed a bit more convincing than any other person to get back on the Nico bus. But I think think he's back on it now. He wants to bring him to the club, and that is what we are going to try to do. Because Hansi Flick, I mean, he's really excited about Nico Williams. That's what we're hearing in the media. We know both of them have talked already on the phone there. Flick has explained the project at the club. And as soon as I heard that rumour, we all said here, that's a good sign. You know, if the coach is speaking with the player there, it's quite clear something is going to happen. So Flick is really, really keen on Nico, just like he was last summer. He can really see him as part of his team, as part of his system, and that is why he's excited. And Nico apparently as well, over this past week or so, he has been speaking to a lot of Barca players, of course, good friends with so many players in the squad, as we talked about yesterday, and he has been telling them, I want to come. You know, tell whoever you want, you know, tell those people inside the club, I want to be at Barca. So you cannot doubt his commitment to the club this summer. You cannot doubt there the fact that he really, really does want to make this happen. And now, of course, it's going to be over to what happens with Athletic, because already apparently they're starting to doubt Nico's continuity. They don't really believe that he's going to end up staying at the club. Now, imminently, they're going to ask Nico for a decision, one way or another. Do you want to leave? Is that what you want? Do you want to go to Barca? And apparently, if Nico does go to Athletic and says, look, I want to go, they're not going to complicate things too much. They are going to ultimately accept, okay, we can't keep you. He's made up his mind. He did stay here for one more extra year. I think they'll value that. I think they'll understand, look, he did give his all last season. He could have gone 1 year ago. He didn't. He tried his best here to bring us the Europa League. Didn't happen, but we respect that. So Athletic there hopefully won't complicate, won't delay things. Let's get this moving if Nico does indeed want to come. Because then, of course, you do have to take into account the financial details of this deal. Now, what we do know for sure right now is that Nico's release clause with Athletic Club, it does remain 58 million euros, but the total that would need to be paid now to La Liga is actually 62 million euros. Now, the reason for that sort of 4 million extra is because that release clause has been adjusted for CPI, for inflation. Now, unfortunately, I think you'll all understand this these days, you can't escape inflation anywhere. It comes for us all, even in terms of release clauses here. So 62 million euros is the price that Barca would need to come up with. Athletic, as we've spoken about before, they'd want that money in full. They will not accept installments. They want it in its entirety. It would have to be paid now. And because of that, because Nico Williams knows that Barca would need to come up with serious cash to make this deal happen, they would have to really put faith in him. He then has taken a sacrifice on his wages, because today multiple reports say that Barca have a full agreement with Nico on his contract. It will be a 6-year deal, much like Joan Garcia, until 2031, and his wages would indeed be 12 million euros gross salary per year. So that is 6 million net. And that is an outstanding wage. That would be an absolutely brilliant contract there for Barca to sign Nico Williams on. Because it's significantly less than what Bayern were offering him. It's significantly less than what Arsenal were offering him in the Premier League. He is making here a sacrifice on those wages because he wants to join Barca. That's, again, another really, really significant point that the club will genuinely value, and what all that means. Put together there the transfer fee, put together there the wages of Nico Williams, spreading that fee from an accounting point of view across his contract and his wages for this year. It means that Barca would need to find around 25 million euros in financial fair play space in this coming season. So in terms of fair play, in terms of registering Nico, that's the key word here with Barca. It's not, can we pay the clause? We can. It's not, can we pay the wages of Nico? We know we can do that too. It's all about, okay, can you get him registered in this coming season? Can you find 25 million euros worth of space? That's the objective for Barca, and that means that I think we still would need departures. It is not going to be easy to find. Quite significant room that would be. You know, you can't understate that 25 million in 1 year. It is a lot. Barca would need to work to make that happen, and Javier Tebas, like I say, he's not really helping the situation, as always. I mean, why would you expect him to? He has already tried to pour cold water on this deal. He was asked there, can Barca sign a player like Nico? Can they afford him? Can they register him? Tebas said, I don't know. He said Barca still do not meet the requirements to sign freely. They still cannot operate under the 1-for-1 rule yet. So if they want Nico, they will have to sell and they will have to significantly adjust their accounts. But what I would take from those words there, because as always, Tebas, he loves to be dramatic. You know, he is the biggest drama queen the world has ever seen. But what Barca need to do is return to the 1-for-1 rule. That means departures, that means freeing up their salary margin, it means income, putting it in the accounts and getting back to the 1-for-1 rule, which they believe can be done. We've been speaking about it now month upon month upon month. And if we can get back there, the whole world opens up. The whole transfer window really opens up there. And registering players, it stops being so much of a conversation. So Barca are well aware of what they need to do. Let's hammer that home here, guys. Tebas' words here, they won't be news to Barca. It won't be like Joan Laporta sitting around thinking, oh, everything's going well. He hears Tebas say, oh, it can't happen, and he's panicking. That is not where the club stand right now. I do believe they're in control of this situation. I do believe they understand what needs to be done to register Nico and to sign him. And I think the key point here would be, unlike last year, when we already went ahead and signed Dani Olmo, and then Nico Williams would have been next, Nico is willing to wait around. Nico is willing to be patient with the club over his registration. He understands the situation, and this time around, he's willing to do whatever it takes. He wants to come. He wants to join. He wants to be part of this Hansi Flick project. And if all goes well, and if Barca do what they need to do, there is absolutely no reason why this deal cannot happen. So that there, guys, is the full update right now on what is happening in this Barca transfer window. And I knew it would be exciting. I knew that this summer would catch fire and really come to life. And we're starting to really go after our targets now. We're looking at release clauses left, right and centre. Who's going to be next? Will there be another transfer after this one? Barca have plenty of work to do, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below here, guys. On Nico, do you believe that it's possible? Do you believe that we will make it possible? And what will he bring to Hansi Flick's team? Thank you indeed for joining me here today and for all of your fantastic support. I will be seeing you soon. But until next time, as always, Vejka, El Barça!